Well, I hate to do this, but I'm about to interrupt the viewing habits of Benny Profane, more especially Dave and Joe. And Dave, we saw you hobbling up the stairs just a moment ago. A football injury, I understand. What happened?
Playing Subutio when drunk was how I did it, I think. Torn cartilage.
Yes, right. Rob a bank has been delayed somewhat, hasn't it, Joe? We were expecting it out in the summertime. What's the latest story on it?
Who knows? We're the last people to know. Probably next year by the looks of it now. It's not going to be a Christmas single. No.
Yeah, there's a chance that it might be out before Christmas, but it's probably going to be early January, followed closely by the LP, we hope.
What's been the problem then, Dave?
It's been to do with Red Rhino having financial problems and not speaking to anybody. Yeah, it's quite complicated, but I think they owe the pressing plant some money and they still haven't paid them. It's supposed to be getting sorted out soon.
Red Rhino being the distribution company, but it must have been hugely frustrating for you the past few months.
Yeah. Well, they actually lied to us. They kept telling us that it'd be out next. Instead of telling us they had problems and just sort of saying, hold on, the single's not coming out for a while, they said it'll be out next week. And we were waiting for it to come out next week for about 3 months nearly, until they finally admitted that, you know, it was on hold.
Sweet Jesus, come guide my hand. I feel so nervous, can hardly keep my coffee down.
Well, the idea of it is it's supposed to be this bloke who's been pushed into a position of that he's going to have to rob a bank because he's got no money and he's got no job and no future. And it's the idea is he's waking up on the morning of he's going out to do this bank job and he's sort of let's see, what's a polite way of putting it, he's quite scared. And he's wondering if he'll be able to keep his breakfast down but when he goes into the raid, and he doesn't want to let his mates down because they'll probably kill him. So, I mean, that's basically the idea, is sort of thoughts going through his mind as he's preparing to go out and rob a bank.
One night I wake dreaming, one night covered in sweat. One night I wake up screaming, I've got no hope, no cash, no job, no hope, no cash, no job. I think I'll go and rob a bank.
You said once, I think, that all the best stories have a darker side to them. Do you think that applies to your songwriting?
Yeah, probably, yeah. I mean, it's not intentional, it's just that when you look back on it, you sort of realise that they're all a little bit sinister, I suppose.
I'm thinking of one example in particular, and that was the Fear track, which was kind of an insight, really, because only a few weeks later, the King's Cross disaster happened, and there was a sort of link between them in a way, wasn't there? Quite an eerie link.
It was just, I had the idea of the song, just somebody having this panic attack, and it was, just for the sake of the song, it was in a station and on an escalator, because I remember when I was a kid going on an escalator with my grandma and she fell down the escalator kind of thing, and sort of, for a few years that I had this like sort of panic about going on escalators, really. I mean, that's what it actually started off about. And the idea was sort of just based around that, you know, you sort of create a scene in your head, and where is this person having this panic attack? Well, it's in this station or whatever.
Yeah, it was ended up other people coming up to us and saying we were a bit sick, you know, saying we were writing songs about King's Cross, when in fact it come well before that anyway.
I've got no hope, no cash, no job, no hope, no cash, no love. I think I'll go and rob a bank.
What is the position? Presumably you'll hopefully have an album out next
year,
will you?
The LP is due January. I mean, it's got...
It's ready to go.
Yeah, they've sent the sleeve off. And it's another pressing plant they're getting it done at, so it may well even be out before Rubber Bank, the way things are going.
And talking of hold-ups, if I can use a pun there, it must have been doubly frustrating for you because the music press have really got behind you, Dave, haven't they? I mean, Melody Maker, Paul Mather in Melody Maker rated you were the best band in the world. I mean, how do you respond to, like,
fella.
it must have cost you a lot of money. How do you respond to plaudits like that?
We can't but agree with it, really. You know,
yeah, it's
not
true.
for us to differ with that.
Yeah.